Mel Owens' apology, regretting ageist remarks on Golden Bachelor. Mel Owens, the lead of Season 2 of The Golden Bachelor, has openly expressed regret for his previous comments about age restrictions for the women competing on the show. And this is where the story takes a surprising turn. Owens admitted that his statements were not only a mistake, but also unfair and insensitive to those involved. In a candid interview with Glamour, he emphasized how earning back the trust of the contestants and viewers has become a personal mission for him, saying, "I have to earn it back every single moment that I'm on the show." The controversy began during a June interview on the In the Trenches podcast, where Owens, a retired NFL player turned attorney, revealed he planned to dismiss any contestant over 60 years old. Adding fuel to the fire, he advised the show's producers to avoid casting women with artificial hips or wearing wigs. Owens described the casting process with blunt honesty. Before seeing the women, he said his preference between ages 45 to 60. Once selected, he discussed with the executive producer his intention to cut anyone 60 or older. The producer reassured him, reminding Owens that this wasn't the Silver Bachelor, but the Golden Bachelor, and promised that contestants would be attractive despite their ages. Owens, now 66, also stated on the podcast that he expects all participants to be physically fit. "I had no resume, but they asked me for my profile," he explained. "I said they need to be in shape because I stay fit myself." His criteria included avoiding candidates who might have artificial hips or wigs, which raised eyebrows and sparked debate over fairness and ageism. Despite these initial remarks, Owens acknowledged the amazing qualities he sees in women, expressing a desire to find a partner who is passionate about lifelong learning, enjoys an active lifestyle, and embraces fun, energy, and good health. In the Glamour interview, he shared that he took the opportunity during filming to apologize in person to the contestants. "I addressed it when I first walked in," he recounted. "I said, it was unfair, insensitive. I want to earn it back. Just give me the chance. And hopefully, these last 2 weeks I earned some of that back." Owens' entry into the role was announced in April, following Jerry Turner, the first ever Golden Bachelor. In the show's debut season, Turner chose Teresa Nist, and their journey culminated in a televised wedding special on ABC in January 2024. However, their marriage ended in divorce just 3 months later, which left many viewers questioning the pressures and complexities unique to dating on reality television. Season 2 of The Golden Bachelor is scheduled to premiere on September 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. But here's the part most people miss. Owens' frankness opens up a broader conversation about ageism and beauty standards in reality TV, especially in formats spotlighting older adults. Is it fair to set rigid age preferences on a show that celebrates experience love? Does demanding physical perfection undermine the authenticity of meaningful connections? These questions invite passionate opinions, and we'd love to hear what you think. Do you believe Owens deserves a second chance, or do his comments reveal deeper issues in how society views age and attractiveness? Share your thoughts and join the debate below. The Golden Bachelor's Mel Owens, a journey of growth and redemption. The Golden Bachelor's Mel Owens addresses the backlash. "I deserved it." Mel Owens, the new star of The Golden Bachelor, faced an uphill battle from the start. Unknown to Bachelor Nation, he didn't have a following or connection to the franchise. Introduced in April, the handsome divorcee and father of 2 seemed like a fine, if uninspired choice. Given that this was ABC and Warner Brothers' second season of The Golden Bachelor, Owens and the spin-off was never going to capture the zeitgeist like 71-year-old Jerry Turner did in summer 2023. But fresh blood is always good, and given The Golden Bachelor's real winner that first season, the women, things seemed off to a good start. Until they weren't. On June 26th, news broke that Owens had appeared on In the Trenches, a sports podcast from his alma mater, the University of Michigan. where the 66-year-old said he'd prefer to date women between 45 and 60. He also said he would cut women if they're 60 or over. If that wasn't bad enough, Owens also told host John Jansen that he told producers to try to stay away from the artificial hips and the wigs. You know, that kind of stuff. The repercussions were immediate, and rightfully so, with fans saying they would no longer watch the upcoming season and calling for Owens's exit. Then, in early July, podcast host and blogger Steve Carbone, Reality Steve, reported that Owens was out as the Golden Bachelor due to recent negative publicity surrounding his June 4th podcast appearance. The rumor mill went wild, with fans celebrating the report and applauding ABC for making the right decision. The only problem? It wasn't true. While ABC and Warner Brothers never made an official comment, sources told Glamour at the time that Owens was still the Golden Bachelor and that production would start later in July. Indeed, as of August 1st, Owens is a couple weeks into filming. The 2-hour premiere of The Golden Bachelor is confirmed for Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. Until now, Owens and the team behind The Golden Bachelor have remained silent on all the fallout from that June 4th podcast appearance. But in mid-July, Glamour received word that once filming began, after Owens had the chance to address the women on his season first, he wanted to talk publicly about what happened on the In the Trenches podcast, which is how, on a Wednesday afternoon in Los Angeles, Owens meets me over coffee. He's dressed casually, planning to hit the gym after. He didn't go to bed until 7 a.m. because the latest rose ceremony had gone until nearly 4 that morning. With only a few hours sleep, Owens is clearly running on adrenaline as he tells me he's having the time of his life on this new journey. "You gotta jump right in, right?" he says. No holding back. When I comment that it must be awkward, with cameras documenting his nearly every move, he replies, "Well, you're just being natural as much as you can, and sometimes you forget that it's there." He says he's learning to be more vulnerable too, especially with the women who've been through so much on their journey to find love again. "I've gone through a divorce, but I'm lucky enough not to have a lot of tragedies," he says, before elaborating that the women on his season have such poignant and heartfelt stories. It's life. Let's get vulnerable. And that brings us to the podcast, the comments, and the fallout. Owens is not defensive, even if his explanations are rather clunky at times. He's not calculated, and he seems to genuinely want people to know he'll do better. But he says that at first, he wasn't even aware there was an issue with his comments. That's part of the problem right there. Though he says he's committed to coming out of this experience a changed man. Still, getting Bachelor Nation back on board for his season is a big ask, and Owens knows it. So now, in his first interview, he's ready to be as transparent as he can. Glamour. Let's go back to the podcast in June. Did you have any inkling that people might be upset by your comments as soon as you said them? Mel Owens. At the moment, no. But obviously, a day or whatever later, people listened to it. And my friend called me from Michigan. She's 65. And I went to school with her, and she's an attorney and a hotshot for the Big Ten in administration. I didn't know she's also a big fan of The Bachelor. She said to me, "Mel, no, what are you doing?" She goes, "I'm reading all about it. I didn't know that it hit that hard." She goes, "You've got to right the wrong." So I listened to her. That's how I found out, basically. Did she explain to you why it was wrong? She said, "What you said was insensitive, and it's just not who you are." My reference of dating was 39, 40 years old. I hadn't dated in 26, 27 years. That's what I told her. She goes, "It doesn't matter. You said some things that are just incredibly wrong." And I go, "I've got to apologize." Did it make sense when she was telling you this? Yeah, of course. I'm getting this feedback from a great friend of mine who's 65, and she's a woman. She goes, "Come on, that's insensitive." I told her I said it because of my frame of reference, which I now know was incorrect. What was some of the other feedback that you heard? Did you start looking up what was being said about you online? I didn't. I did not, because I'm not on I'm on TikTok because my boys send me stuff, and I'm on ESPN and whatever's on Apple News. So you had no idea? No. She told me, and she started naming the publications, like TMZ and E and all of those. And she says, don't even go on. There's a lot of pushback and blowback. So I don't go on. I had never been on any dating apps either, so I'm not on the internet for those kind of things. So let me ask you this. It's totally fair to have an age range that you feel comfortable with for dating, but why did you decide to go on a show called The Golden Bachelor if you didn't want to date women who were over 60? Because I didn't know anything about The Golden Bachelor ages. I didn't. I had watched the first show when I was younger, when it first launched or something in 2002 until my son was born. But then, when he was born, I didn't watch it anymore. So when these people talk about, hey, this season and that season, I didn't know the age range because I wasn't watching it. I'm thinking to me, the age range was 45 to 60. That's my age range. I'm thinking that's the goal years for me. My reference, again, was when I was dating at 39, 40. I hadn't dated in 26 years, so I had no clue. And that's why I said that comment. I didn't know. I didn't know. And I didn't know that Jerry got married and then divorced. I didn't know any of it. Did you want to? When ABC started approaching you, did you want to find out more about the show? Oh, I found out thereafter. Because remember, when I was going through the interview process or whatever, I'm watching the last season with Grant Ellis. That's when I picked up again watching a little bit. I only watched 2 or 3 episodes, but I didn't know the age range because I hadn't watched it. I want to ask you about your comments about staying away from artificial hips and wigs. You're an athlete. Have you ever had any? I've got 2 artificial hips. You do? I don't. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Listen, look at Bo Jackson, who had hip replacement surgery during his playing career. Anyone can have it at any age. Oh yeah, my best friend has 2 hips and a knee. And his wife has a knee, but it was all part of the reference of age when I made the comment. So you don't care if someone has a knee replacement? No. Because usually, having a knee or hip replacement helps improve the quality of life. People run marathons. I'm an attorney. I represent athletes with injuries, and most of them are football, hockey. A lot of them have artificial. So I know that people have them. What do you say to those who are upset about your comments? Because viewers who watch The Golden Bachelor or Bachelorette love that the show is so heartfelt and celebrates the fact that it's a gift to get older, and that it shouldn't stop you from doing anything. I'm a perfect example, so what would you say to viewers who were so hurt? Mel Owens' age preference backlash. Golden Bachelor star does damage control. In a surprising turn of events, Mel Owens, the latest star of The Golden Bachelor, is actively working to mend his image following some contentious remarks regarding his dating preferences. Owens, a former NFL linebacker who has transitioned into the world of reality television, found himself in a bit of a predicament after he openly requested that the show's producers present him with female contestants aged between 45 and 60. This statement ignited a wave of criticism, prompting the 66-year-old to confront the backlash head-on. During an interview with Glamour, Owens candidly admitted, "I didn't know anything about the ages on The Golden Bachelor. I didn't." He elaborated on his limited exposure to the show, explaining that he had only watched the initial season back in 2002, before his son was born. After that, he lost touch with the series and was unaware of its developments, including the age range of contestants. Owens clarified that his perception of the golden years was shaped by his own experiences rather than the show's history. To me, the age range was 45 to 60. That's my age range. I thought that was the golden years for me. My reference was when I was dating at 39 or 40. I hadn't dated in 26 years, so I had no clue. That's why I made that comment, he confessed. He also admitted to being unaware of the previous Golden Bachelor, Jerry Turner, and his marital history. As filming for the new season continues, Owens has taken steps to address the situation directly with the contestants. When I first walked in, I addressed it. I apologized to them. I said, "It was unfair, insensitive. I want to earn it back. Just give me the chance," he shared. He expressed hope that he had begun to regain their trust over the past 2 weeks. However, not all contestants were quick to forgive him, especially during a particularly intense group date. One of the dates was a roast. It was brutal. "They were killing me," Owens admitted, praising the contestants for their sharp wit. The controversy surrounding Owens intensified when he openly discussed his strict criteria for potential partners on the In the Trenches podcast. He made it clear that he was not interested in dating women over 60 and specified that he preferred contestants without artificial hips or wigs. "It's blind up until they get out of the limo, but they asked me, 'What's your preferences?' So I just said 45 to 60, just being honest," he explained. Despite the producer's attempts to reassure him that the contestants would be attractive, Owens remained firm in his expectations. "I had no resume, but they asked me, what is my profile? Well, they gotta be fit because I stay in shape, should work out and stuff. And I told them, try to stay away from the artificial hips and the wigs. You know that kind of stuff, right?" In a press release, it was revealed that Owens was previously married for 25 years and is a devoted father to 2 sons. He is now on a quest to find a love that is rooted in the simple joys of companionship, sharing life's everyday moments, making plans for the future, and growing stronger together as a couple. As the drama unfolds, one has to wonder, are Owens' preferences a reflection of societal norms, or do they perpetuate ageism in dating? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments.